everybody. Like I said, if you don't know me, which some do, I am Dean Church, like Tuesday said. I am definitely a non-traditional student. So, like I said, they did do a video through the Education North Carolina had a reporter, Liz Bell, had followed me around the campus, and so it's posted on their website also, so I'm telling my whole story. But like I said, I am like I said, first generation, or like I said, non-traditional. Like I said, none of my parents never went to college. Actually, my mom never even finished high school. Anyway, I know that I was given 3 questions. They were asking me about when I was coming over to speak, like what would be the first thing I would have known about, wish I knew when I come to college. There is thousands of things I wish I knew before I came to school. The main thing is that when Tuesday I first met, when I met her and she talked me into the whole thing, all the questions I heard.
Talked you into what? Talked you into what? I don't even
Becoming a full-time student, actually, because I had a lot of reservations in coming to college. I was older. I've worked at a company for like 25 years. I thought I was set in my ways and stuff. I did not think I'd be able to learn anything back then. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. My theory was.
Why did you come see Tuesday in the first place, Dean?
Well, I had an injury that almost tore my left kneecap off. So it took me about 2 years, physical therapy and through operations and everything, that I can get back, walk without a cane. I still have a compression bandage and a brace I have to wear sometimes. Well,
why didn't you just go back to work?
Well, while I was out of work, our company is, of course, North Carolina's a right to work state. I was well over a year. Our company was purchased by 2 other associates or companies. They started cleaning the house pretty much, and of course, I was out over a year with operations therapy. I was the first to go. Got a letter in the mail, said, "I'm sorry, you no longer have a position with us." Just out of the blue. 25 years, no job. So I had a lot to think about. I was worried about it. I actually went into a really low point in my life thinking, I thought it was going to be great, retiring from this company, my life was set. This is it. What am I going to do? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is make sure I got to get healthy again. So I had to get my leg back. So that was my doctor telling me, hey, let's concentrate on getting you better first and then from there. So physical therapy, a lot of operations. Next thing you know, I started getting better, getting a little stronger. I was able to move around a little better. I started out having to actually win in walkers. I could not walk without a walker. And then eventually went to a cane. And then now I can walk without it. So when I got to that point where my leg was stronger, I decided I'm going to start thinking of what I want to do. My doctor's saying with all the operations and your age, maybe just think about claiming disability and getting it. I'm like, I'm not ready to give up. At that time, I was only 47 years old. I'm not ready to stop. I feel like I put another 20-some years somewhere else, So I was coming across the road. Right when I was thinking this exact thing after I had my discussion, I saw the billboard up across the Catawba River for community college, Caldwell Community College. And you know what? I thought, maybe I should call them. And then in my mind, I seriously thought, this is a truck driver school. That is it. I was always told, this is a truck driver school and nothing else. Did not know anything else I had to do. Literally in my mind, this is just a truck driver school. So anyway, I called. They put me through to Tuesday Sigmund, who talked to me and said, hey, I saw her all my questions and all my concerns, and she said, just stop by. Let's put you down on the books, come in, let's have a conversation. You live in Hudson anyway. It's not going to be that much time. Sure enough, I did. I sat down with her. I gave her all my concerns and worries and everything, and she put every question I had. She gave me 20 reasons I should not go back to school. She gave me 20 why I should. So as soon as she convinced me that I was worried about finance and other things, well, she sent me to the other people there to talk to them. A lot of the people in the foundation have scholarships. They have grants that help you maintain it financially so I can go to school full-time, work a part-time position. I was also introduced to Becky Boone in TRIO, which since I was a first-generation student, I could become a member of TRIO, which through them, they help you with tutoring, advising, and also they keep track of your grades. Not to mention they help you sort of getting closer with people and like connecting with other students in the college, which makes things a lot easier to make your adapting from quiet, reserved to being all out. So I sort of, instead of like getting in the pool with the shallowing, I dived right in. I started becoming active. I got to become a TRIO. Matt Williams, who is an English professor, who's been my teacher most of the time, invited me to be an ambassador for the college, which I loved. I ended up becoming the vice president of the ambassadors. which I took that responsibility, and I thought, well, if they're going to put that faith into me, I'm going to do as much as I can to pay it forward, pay it back as much as I can. So it's hard to tell them no when they ask me to do things, especially like today when they ask me this. So I feel like they've done a lot for me. I feel like I need to do, still cannot do enough to pay them back. So if you guys have any other questions or any?
I do actually have other questions,
Please.
Dean. So I'm hoping you have a good answer for this.
I hope so too.
Who has been the biggest influence on your life?
Oh my gosh,
and why?
that's so easy. It's got to be my
Is
parents.
it that easy?
It is.
Okay.
My parents have been a huge driving force in mine. They have, like I said, my mom never even graduated high school. She grew up working in the furniture factories. Pretty much all. My dad was a Marine. He fought in the Vietnam War. He was injured, came back. He did get the Purple Heart. He was in a mortar attack. Him and only a few other commanded people actually survived in some of those dives, but he made it back. So we still, to this day, he always had a hard-working ethic. It's like, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. It's his whole thing. And I grew up that way. My Saturday mornings were not like other kids' Saturday mornings. When they go, let's watch cartoons, let's go play. As soon as I was old enough to help him do anything, I was out. I cranked an old green pickup truck, cranked up on Saturday mornings. I was out cutting wood, was out doing was helping other people do stuff. He was always working. So that always instilled in me that you should always be doing something. There's always something you should be doing. I've always been striving to work. And I remember when I joined the Army, and I came back between the split option program. I went to junior boot camp from my junior senior high school, South Colorado. I remember coming back, and I was going to pick up my mother who worked at the furniture factory. I was going to take her out for lunch, because she didn't know I was coming back that early. I was going to surprise her. I remember walking in the dead heat of summer. It had to be at least 102 degrees. And then going in there to pick her up, she was in the cabbage, and you couldn't breathe from the sawdust and everything from the furniture factory in that heat. And it just hit me that my mom has done this all her life just to make sure I have a roof over my head and food in my brother, sisters, stomach stuff. So to me, I thought, I'm going to do as much as I can, but I will never end up in a furniture factory. So that was one of my striving points, that I would never do that. So I ended up finishing my time in the military. I came back, and then I got a job at a manufacturing plant, nearby a local plant, cable manufacturing. Started out as a lead person. Worked my way up. Next thing I was a trainer. Next thing they asked me a supervisor. So I was a supervisor of 49 employees. And I can say it was a company that dealt with a lot of cable communications and supply elements. Well, back in 2000, we had a huge, the cable industry sort of had a big decline. So I think I had 3 people in my whole crew out of 49 people that had enough seniority to stay. I think that was one of my roughest times working for the company I did. I spent all day going from one conference room to another with their HR person telling them, I'm sorry, you no longer have a position with us. So as soon as we saw them leave, it hit me that, like, man, I do not want to be in the position they are in. So anyway, our positions changed at work. I ended up coming from nights back to days, and I was made a trainer and a lead person. So we went back to 3 shifts instead of 4 or 5-hour shifts. And I was actually in the process of showing somebody around, and we were doing some construction, and that's when I tripped over a pallet and almost tore my left kneecap off and dislocated, practically hanging to one side. So it's funny, weird how you're not supposed to be physically able to stand there, but just out of embarrassment and adrenaline, you jump up faster than I went down. And it's like, next thing people are like, watch out, don't panic, we're getting you to the hospital. And then I look down, see blood, next thing you know, okay, it hits you. So once we go there, I went to the doctor, and I had to have a knee immobilizer for a while. They did the corrections. So I was off my feet for quite some time. And then they said, you'll have to have this operation. So that sent the whole time, like, I wondered, like, oh man. Of course, that did have workers' comp, which helped some, but not as much as where when you're full to help you get to where you need to be. So, like I said, the only education I ever had was I graduated South Colorado back in '87. And to me, I'd like to think I was an okay student, but I was not a great student. So I'm thinking that me waiting this long, this door opening for me to come back to college at a later lifetime, was a great thing, because I don't think I would have the maturity level and the focus and dedication that I do now to finish school if I went to college right then. I probably wouldn't have done as great, I probably wouldn't have made as much, but knowing that I've worked all my life, I know there's better jobs out there if you have the right education, if you get the right degree, you can actually move up in places. So that was my main thing, and after talking to Tuesday and deciding to become a full-time student here, I could say, they all asked me, what one word would you say would describe yourself when you come back to school? I'd have to say determined, because I'm determined to see this through to the end. I'm determined to make the graduation, and I'm determined to do a lot better. And that's it.
Determined for your parents to be there and watch you cross.
I'm determined, and they're already extremely proud that I already made it to college already. I'm here still and doing as good as I do. Absolutely.
Does anybody have any questions for Dean? Anything, Doug?
So once you graduate, what's the next step?
But yeah.
Because graduation is one.
Right, yeah. I never actually had a game plan, really. It's like, I was totally lost. It's like, I don't even know what I'm going to be doing. I thought I was going to be working for the same company I was. I almost been 25 years in. I knew everything about their in and outs, the whole organization, for what machines, how to train somebody, every department I knew how to do it. Now I was going to a whole new, starting from scratch. Had no idea what are you going to, and I know people's like, what are you going to be when you grow up? Here I am, 47 years old, and got that same question, like, what am I going to be now? Thanks to talking to Tuesday, we started going into some of the stuff that I already did. You was a supervisor, you was a trainer, you was a lead person, you did this, you knew how to do JDA. So we determined we was going to do the business administration, which is a wide umbrella, which is a lot of jobs you're falling into that. So I figured, let's do that. And then, even though I wasn't certain, like, even if I get that job, what path to take for that? Here's what Tuesday came in again and said, guess what? Get the classes here, let's determine your path as you go. And sure enough, things started falling in a little bit of place. I ended up finding, I went to work at a part-time job, never worked retail in my whole life. Like I said, I went straight out of the military, straight into a company, a manufacturing company, been there. Well, I got a job at Bed Bath & Beyond, part-time. It was funny though, it's like the manager, who was like in his 30s, he sits down and he goes, you're the first person that actually had a resume attached to their thing. And it was like, we don't see that. It's usually a handwritten thing and everything. And he went over everything and he says, you are way overqualified. And I'm like, well, I don't want to hear that. And he says, why are you wanting this position here, Ben? I'm going back to college. I just need something. I want to go back full time. I just need something to help me get that. Work a little ahead, make a little extra money. So sure enough, he said, you're hired. Right? It wasn't even after that. It wasn't a little thing about it. He said, you can start tomorrow. So started doing it, learning the ropes, a little bit of retail, which I also found out a lot of my business classes that were taking intro to business, business ethics, all this stuff fit right into working at the retail. And even when I was a supervisor at the company I did before, never had any kind of class like this at all. It was just that, so it was really good. It's like I had a head start on a lot of this now. So I found out that I was really good at talking to the customers, sales. I was pushing sales. We have this thing called Beyond Orders, which that's talking to a customer. We don't have it in the store. Let us order it for you, ship it to your house. A lot of customers will come by and like, nah, if it ain't in the store, I don't want it. For some reason, I could talk to them and have a customer persuade them, like, you really want to have this and get this order. So next thing you know, I started doing Beyond Orders. And the next thing you know, they were saying, God, you got more Beyond Orders than we did in the whole store. Started doing that, and it just became a routine thing. And it's like, I know last year, they said that I did over I'm working, now this is me part-time, where I did over 989 Beyonds. Versus the closest one that come in our full-time employees did like 300 for the year. I beat out whole stores by themselves for the year. So they kept calling me the Beyond King. So anyway, I even had our corporate people come down and ask, how's doing Beyond? And it's like, I was just talking to the customers. Learning what they needed, seeing what they need. So I found out I had a little bit affiliated with sales. And I do like the online aspect of working with them on the computer system too.
Quick, when's your graduation again?
Actually, at the end of this semester, I'll have my business degree. And then I'm taking a couple online classes, which in spring, which will knock out, I'll actually have a degree in accounting and also my transfer degree. So I'll have to be like triple majoring. So I'll have 3 degrees
So you will be finishing which one in, after you're done this?
The business, end of this semester will be business.
And then,
And then after spring, I'll have the accounting degree and the transfer. So in May, I should be walking with 3 degrees.
yeah, I'm just asking because I work with work-based learning, and I don't know if you have heard of that or not, but we can talk after the.
Well, I may have very beat to that. So anyway, it's like during this whole time that we were at school and I was learning jobs and everything, trying to figure out what we're going to do and can make connections, interactions, I started working my way up through the company that I'm at now.
Yeah, it's great.
Next thing you know, I was asked, just recently, they asked me if I'd be a department manager. Because they liked where I was headed and everything.
Yeah.
Not to mention that the day before school, the week school started, I did 25 Beyond orders in one day. The closest anybody's ever come to that in the whole Bed Bath Beyond on the East Coast was 20 on a Black Friday. So that really caught their attention. They were going to ask how I did it. It's like, well, there was college students who were going back to college. I pushed some items that we didn't have in the store no longer that they needed for their dorm rooms. That was the easiest way. I mean, I worked hard, but you got it done.
Yeah.
So I told them that, they asked me what my plans were with school and everything, and I was like, really right now I'm going to graduate and I still got this semester, but I'm doing a lot of business courses and everything right now. So they asked, would you do the department manager position? Then, when you work on finished, I told them I am going to be working on my bachelor's degrees after this do online. Then they're looking at maybe moving up in corporate. So there. And
So we've got a plan.
we've got a plan.
It's got a great